You're listening to Turi Ryder's She Said What podcast. I'm Turi, along with Marci Persky. Marci is back from her anniversary vacation, and all along the way, there have been animals alive, stuffed, dead, and a few who probably should have been dead. Welcome back from your honeymoon vacation to Mexico.
It was lovely.
It was lovely?
Yeah, I spent a lot of time getting knocked over by giant waves.
You're not afraid of giant waves?
No.
I
was afraid of getting slapped by dead fish.
What?
But the giant waves. There were people like, this is so weird. I don't understand this. But, those big round sunfish things.
Yeah, they're big.
Yeah, and there's like dead ones floating around, so I'm like dodging them, and people are like picking them up and taking them back to their condos and stuff, and I'm like, that's gonna smell really bad. A, B, I wouldn't eat anything that's like floating dead in the water.
Maybe they're gonna make their own cat food.
Or no, you can't feed your cat spoiled sunfish.
How do you know
But
it was
I was
spoiled?
thinking maybe they're going to shellac them and hang them up on the wall.
Wind chimes. That's the thing people always make out of stuff that you don't know what the heck to do with it. You make
But
wind
it was
chimes.
it was so weird to see people walking around holding these things by their fins. And I'm just like, ew.
How big are they? They're like about 2 feet long, right?
No, they're not that big. They're big round things. They're like big size of my head, maybe. I don't know. I'm a really bad person to ask because I tend to exaggerate just a little bit when talking about the size of fish.
Well, you should be a fisher person then. That's what you're supposed to do. How did you know they were spoiled? Did they stink?
Well, they're dead.
Well, yeah.
Did you eat roadkill?
I would not. I would not.
It's ocean kill. It's the same as roadkill to me. It's ocean kill. It's already dead.
No, I would say that roadkill's better if it's fresh because at least you know that it was alive recently.
How would you know that? Get out and smell it?
No, if you actually hit something. So I don't know, it's a weird thing. Why would you take
Isn't
a
that
dead?
weird?
Yeah, people are not so smart. I mean, you don't know what it died of. Never mind, even if it were really fresh. Like, what if it died of arsenic poisoning?
Maybe they're studying fish forensics. They take it home and like dissect it, CFI kind of thing.
Well, maybe you may be onto something. Maybe they're not taking them home. Maybe they're taking them to a lab somewhere. Maybe you're looking at the Department of Natural Resources.
Maybe they have horrible exes and they're just going to go throw them underneath their back seat and leave them in the car.
Like you used to do.
Yes.
Did you end up with a dead fish at your door?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. No, I just thought it was really weird.
I wonder if they're planning to make trophies out of them. The whole trophy thing is very odd.
Yeah, I'm not big into the whole taxidermy thing.
I understand if you work for a museum and you want to like display all the different variations for scientific purposes. But just to hang a large dead animal or a part thereof upon your wall. There's a motel outside the Twin Cities that I loved because it was so over the top kitsch, dead animal hanging and bad cultural appropriation of native people stuff that it was just a festival of bad taste. And I used to take people there so that they could sort of marvel at how awful it was. I think it was called the Thunderbird Hotel.
Up here in the vestiges of the Wild Wild West, it's hard to find a place that doesn't have a dead animal hanging over your restaurant table or over the door of someone's house.
But it's
or
always
over
like
somebody's bed.
the same 5 dead animals, though. They're not very creative. It's
No, elk, deer, javelinas,
cougars.
yeah, cougars, mountain lions, bobcats. There is a place, though, in Flagstaff that has a squirrel wearing a cowboy hat.
Now
with
that
little pistols.
that would be worth putting up in your restaurant, your old restaurant. Yeah.
The only reason we go to this restaurant is because we like the squirrel.
Because of the taxidermy.
Yeah.
Food not so great.
No, the food's okay. but the squirrel in the cowboy suit is just awesome.
Just clinches the deal. It's all you
It
need to
really does.
makes your meal taste better to eat it next to a taxidermied squirrel wearing a bolero and a cowboy hat.
Now, here's a question.
Yeah.
I know that like people of wealth
Yes.
um often will have their dogs or cats or pets stuffed
Yes.
into their house.
What's even scarier? What's even scarier is people who are of very modest means, but they take all the money they have so that they can keep Fluffy with them.
Oh, that's so creepy. That is so I would feel haunted by that. I mean, I'm sad when I lose a pet because they're family members,
Yes.
but we dig a hole out in the back 40 in the pet cemetery
Yeah.
and give it a little funeral.
Yeah.
And or if it's a fish, sometimes it gets a
Burial
funeral
at sea.
through the septic.
Yes.
Septic.
Right.
But yeah, I remember there's like this famous mean dance teacher, Abby Miller from Dance Moms, and she had this little white dog, and the dog died, and she made this really big deal about having this dog stuffed, and it just hangs out at her house. That creeps me out. But
I have no frame of reference for this behavior at all. The only time that we ever ran into difficulty with a beloved dead pet was when our very large German Shepherd died in the middle of winter, and the spousal unit was out there for 6 hours trying to dig a grave for the dog. And, if you're listening to this from Arizona, you may not know that in the winter in Chicago, it's routinely below zero for weeks and weeks and weeks, rendering the ground fairly granite-like. So he came in bathed in sweat and informed me that a hole could not be dug. And that was the one time where we had to call professionals to give a cremation to the dog. And then we were asked if we wanted an urn or would I like the ashes scattered in their pet cemetery. I queried the kids on this, and the younger one said, I just want to know where the cemetery is so I can go there. As soon as he knew where the ashes were, he didn't seem to need to have to go there. So I guess it was just the idea that he could. And many times that's all you need. You just need to know that something's possible for you to just not even be interested in it anymore.
well,
Like,
I'm not even going to say anything about the cat in the freezer. That's been in the freezer now. I just remembered for
what?
months.
What?
Yeah, there's a cat in the freezer, not the indoor freezer,
Oh, thank God.
but in the outside freezer that needs a funeral. But that's beside the point.
Well, wait, wait,
Actually,
wait, wait,
that's an
wait. No,
old.
no, that's the point. What's the holdup? What's the
I know.
holdup here?
We just keep forgetting. I think it's, no, this is the worst story now that you're gonna hear. Okay,
You're
at least
sure?
for a month.
You're sure?
So
Go
we're in
ahead.
Mexico,
Yeah.
and I get a photo, and I couldn't tell what it was. It was a photo from Eve, the child who's watching the farm while we're gone.
The girl
Yeah.
child who has, and other occasions when she's been watching the farm, let your entire water tank run out, lit the place on fire.
And she's a good girl.
Yeah, of course. Your property, it's kind of, you have to be zen. You can't be too
Yes,
attached
you do.
to your worldly goods if you're going to leave the girl child in charge.
This is the worst thing that you will ever hear, probably in your life. I'm not kidding.
Okay.
I get a picture of something and it was dark and I couldn't tell what it was. So, and I'm sitting out at the pool, by the way, in down in Mexico in 92-degree weather. So I get this picture. What is this? So I went to a place that I could find a signal and called her up. Dude, we have cats in Frankie's workshop to keep pack rats out of the workshop because before the cats, they were stealing his tools.
Yes.
Buddy, my 17-year-old cat who has no teeth, he's still a badass with no teeth. He caught a pack rat that was stealing one of his toys. The pack rat had a catnip mouse in its mouth. Buddy catches the pack rat. The pack rat screams and drops the mouse. Eve goes and puts a basket over the pack rat so that Buddy couldn't kill it and took it outside put ointment on its wounds, gave it fluids, like IV fluids, and sent me a picture of it. First aid to a pack rat, and then let it go next door. Who saves a pack rat? Who gives it fluids
Who
and puts first aid ointment on it?
who saves a pack rat when a perfectly legitimate predator animal is having its way with it?
Do you want to others? But yes, she actually gave IV fluids to a pack rat.
Well, be glad it hadn't passed out, or she'd have given it mouth to mouth.
That's true too. That's true too.
It's disgusting. It's a disgusting thought.
Oh, so and here's another thing. I had a welcome home present from Butters. Well, I say through clenched teeth. Butters.
Butter's the new puppy that you,
Butters
in
the new
spite of
puppy.
all logic, insisted on getting a puppy.
A big chunk of my chair is missing, probably in the backyard.
Given to the
Or-
goats as a love offering.
Yep.
I think Butters is in love with the goats and just wants to bring everything out to the goats in case they will find favor with him then.
Oh, hey, speaking of Butters, I told you that we had DNA tests done on the dogs.
Yes, and I mocked you for that, for your 50. I asked you,
Would
just
you like
send
to
me.
know what they are? Do you want to know what we got the results?
I believe the result is what I could tell you. Pain in the neck is what those dogs
Well,
are.
yeah. Butters is a Brittany Spaniel Great Pyrenees mix.
Oh, for Pete's sakes.
I'm looking at my thing. Hold on.
Okay, so that's Butters.
And that's Butters. This is Minion.
Minion was allegedly a Saint Bernard Corgi mix in your mind.
No, Minion is we thought he was a Newfoundland Australian Shepherd. And what they said he is a Chow Chow, a Nova Scotia duck trolling retriever,
What?
and a Samoyed.
Okay, where do you find most of those breeds on an indigenous reservation?
I don't know. Don't ask me hard questions.
Okay, so you've just proved
But
my
here's the
point.
best one.
Wait. You've proved my point. You send the $50, they spin the wheel of dog breeds, they pick 3 or 4, they send you back your letter, that unofficial looking letterhead, and you're up $50 and they're laughing. What's the last one?
Scarlett Johansson, the one that we always joked was a St. Bernard Corgi mix,
Yes.
has no Corgi in her whatsoever.
Yeah, I could have told you that.
She's a Cocker Spaniel, Pit Bull,
Jeez.
American Eskimo dog, and St. Bernard.
Can you just send me the $50 next time?
No, now I know what they are.
Does
I know everyone was curious.
Does it make you feel better? You sleep better at night now? Does it bring you joy? I believe you said this is going to bring you joy.
Brings me joy.
Well, good. You just Marie Kondoed your dogs. If you've made it this far, chances are you've been enjoying Turi Ryder's She Said What podcast, in which case you might also like my book, She Said What, A Life on the Air. You can find that at your neighborhood independent bookstore or on Amazon. Marci and I really appreciate your good reviews wherever you care to leave them. Your kind words help the podcast grow. Thanks.